Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. Earlier today we had a special Nindies Direct presentation that was going to showcase all the upcoming indie games for the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know that I cover a lot of these obscure, lesser talked about independent games that are coming over to the Switch, and there's so many constantly all the time that sometimes it just becomes a bit overwhelming. And with this presentation, I actually was anticipating some heavy hitters being announced, and boy, did Nintendo come out. This almost felt like a regular Direct and not just a Nindies presentation. So we're gonna talk about it, review, recap, and give my thoughts over what today presented for us. So let's begin. So, yeah, there was a lot. In the 25 minutes of today's Nindie presentation, there was a lot of stuff covered. Now, here's a little roundup. Today, we're going to talk about some of the games that caught my attention that I think look really cool. First, one that caught my attention was Overland, which basically is a turn-based survival game where players take a group of travelers on a post-apocalyptic road trip across the United States. It's kind of like The Walking Dead, I guess. You fight off different creatures and rescue survivors. You get supplies, fuel, weapons, and there's like a, kind of, depending on your choices, certain stuff happens. There's consequences and stuff. It looks like it's going to be a really good little game to sink my teeth into. That's coming out this fall for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty impressive, neat little game. This is kind of my type of cup of tea. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. Now, there was another game that was kind of neat called NeoCab. I wouldn't exactly call it a survival game, but there was a little bit of, I guess, emotional type of plot behind it. You play as the last human driver in California, and, you interact with a whole bunch of characters and stuff. There's different story arcs. You have to balance your income. You got to keep a positive rating. It's almost like a rideshare simulator. And it just looked really interesting to me. It really caught my eye. There's also a plot where you have to reunite with your best friend who's missing in the game. It launches this summer, so it's actually coming out within a couple of months. These are the type of games I like. Stuff that looks outside the box, plays a little bit into the player's emotions and stuff. That's why I like games like Oxenfree and games of that example, like Celeste and stuff. I like that emotional stuff that makes you kind of think and question, be real critical about stuff. Now, Katana Zero looks freaking amazing. This is something that looks like I could sink my teeth into. There's you're playing an assassin, you slash, you dash, you freaking use time to unravel, different stuff, and, it's like special abilities and things. It looks really, really cool. There's, you can deflect the gunfire from your foes. You can dodge oncoming attacks, manipulate everything with time. There's traps, explosives, and stuff. It's coming out actually on the 18th of April. It's pre-purchased available today, so you can go on the eShop and pre-purchase it. So this actually looks like something that I could definitely get behind. I'm always a fan of all these quirky indie games that feature a lot of action and explosions and fighting and violence and gore and everything. And Katana Zero looks like everything that I look for in a game, so it's definitely up there with me. Now, upon initial impression, Pine actually looks a little silly. The characters in it, they're like big moose humanoids, but it looks pretty cool. It's like an open world adventure. It looks like there's a lot of different graphics and stuff. It looks real neat. It looks beautiful. Puzzles, secrets to solve, discover, stuff like that. You play as a character named Hugh, who's a young adult who belongs to a last remaining tribe of humans and stuff. There's factions and, trading and fighting and stuff, fighting over food and territory. I think it's pretty cool. It looks really, really neat. That was another game that I had caught my attention during this presentation. I was like, okay, I'm gonna mark that one down. And I always like when games bring something unique to the table. They're not like a lot of indies have this 8-bit, 16-bit retro aesthetic to them and stuff, and Pine caught my attention specifically because it didn't do that. It was a big, huge open world adventure, so that's one that I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into. And now, I was actually surprised by two huge announcements that were given out during the Nindies Direct. There's a lot of other smaller indies that, are actually full of lots of potential and stuff, but once they made 2 certain announcements, I was totally awestruck. First one was Cuphead, and the fact that Cuphead is coming over to the Nintendo Switch is amazing to me. I don't have it. I have an Xbox One, but I still have not played it. I have not sunk my teeth into that one yet. I have friends that have played it. I have friends that live and die by it. I know it's a really hard retro-style platforming game, and now I'm gonna play it because it's coming out physically for the Nintendo Switch. So to me, that has me sold. At this point, is there any reason to have an Xbox One? I mean, the Nintendo Switch is going to be the system that you can play Cuphead, you can play Doom, you can play Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Skyrim, Minecraft, Mario Kart. There's like something for everybody when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, and this announcement of Cuphead just sold me that the Nintendo Switch has one of the greatest libraries in the world. But the one announcement that I would have never ever expected is that there's going to be a collaboration. Crypt of the Necro Dancer is getting a Legend of Zelda themed expansion, Cadence of Hyrule. Boom! Head fucking explosion. I know a couple weeks ago I announced that there was rumors of another Zelda game, a 2D Zelda game coming out, smaller scale on the eShop. This is it. This has to be the truth to that rumor. So the person that posted that on the forum basically was right. This is cool. I think Nintendo is taking a chance using an independent studio to collab with a Zelda game, and to me, that is fucking fantastic. Now, of course, it's gonna use the same, you know, rhythm-based gameplay that Necro Dancer has, and that's cool. That's like a unique way of using your franchises and stuff. To me, that means it's basically gonna sell good. Anything that has Zelda on it is always a no-brainer when it comes to how great it does on, you know, any kind of Nintendo platform. And for them to go out of their way, out of their comfort zone, and give a franchise as big as Zelda to an independent studio was huge, in my opinion. It's something that I'm definitely going to check out because I'm a Zelda fan through and through. So yeah, again, lots of other announcements, lots of other games. I really feel like Nintendo is taking everything that was wrong with their last couple of console generations, you know, the lack of games, the lack of support from smaller studios, third-party games and everything, and I think they're really trying with the Nintendo Switch. In the last couple of months, between the announcements from the last Direct, the Pokemon Direct, and now the Nindies presentation, I feel as a whole, Nintendo is really coming out of its shell with their support behind the Switch. It feels like it's been quite some time since Nintendo really has stood behind a system of theirs that they've made, and since the Switch obviously has been killing it and has so much success, they are freaking on point. They're making some huge announcements, some huge decisions. They're making great games that people want to play, and they're bringing all sorts of stuff out here. I mean, we got Cuphead and a new Zelda game, 2 Zelda-related games coming within 1 year. So 2019 looks like it's going to be a hell of a year for Nintendo Switch fans. And I, for one, especially after a Nindies presentation that was like this, am more excited than ever to own a Nintendo Switch. I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about some of the games that caught my attention, and I think these are going to be very fun to play. Man, that Katana Zero, that Cadence of Hyrule, and Pine, I'm looking forward to really sitting down and play them and stuff. And if you watched today's Nindies Direct, let me know below what you think. Did you enjoy it? Were you caught by surprise by Cadence of Hyrule? Were you kind of meh? Are you one of those weird people who expected Animal Crossing to somehow be announced in today's presentation? Comment down below, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription, comment, like, all that good jazz. And I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys for checking out the content every day. I'm uploading multiple times, sometimes too much, every day. I personally love making content. I don't care if it's streaming, let's plays, reviews, talking about news, giving discussions, commentary. My main goal with this channel is to provide a forum for you guys to talk and share the joy of different gaming and stuff. I know I focus a lot on Nintendo Switch. I will be moving over to other avenues and stuff, you know, dabbing back in the retro, getting some more PS4 content in here and stuff. But I really appreciate everybody who swings by and comments and checks out the channel. So guys, thanks a lot as always. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great and powerful day. Peace out.